Systems, a partner and a friend.
Hi, Ron Hughes here with Pattison Liquid Systems. Today we're going to go over ball and socket maintenance on our toe-behind liquid caddies. These are the components we're going to be working with today, our 3.5-inch ball. These are the poly socket halves that we use today. Any caddies 2016 and older, if you're taking the socket halves out, you'll notice they're cast, but the new ones are poly. And then the box housing and bolts and grease nipples. So here we are at the front end of one of our toe-behind liquid carts. We've undone the tightening bolts. The hitch will be hooked up to the tractor. We have the wheels removed in our shop here today to show it a little better, but just make sure to always work safely. You should be able to use a strap to lift the gooseneck up to get to this point. So a few telltale signs that you need to do some maintenance on the front. One is you're going to see filings on this axle from the older, from the cast socket halves. When you're doing your daily inspection and greasing these, if you start to see filings on this axle, you're getting close to a failure, and you're going to want to do some repairing here. Another is these grease nipples. When the ball is new and the socket halves are new, the grease nipple will be right in the middle of the grease holes here. You will see those grease nipples are going to start to move up as the socket wears, and it'll get to a point where you can't even get at them anymore. Again, you're going to want to take this apart and have a look at it. So you're going to want to make sure that the inside of the socket halves are in good shape. When the socket halves are wore, they will usually start to flatten off the top of the ball or wear a portion out of it. And just putting a new set of halves on, they will just grind right through. A ball that is not round, it's not going to work properly, and it's going to wear your socket halves out, and you're going to be back doing more maintenance sooner than you need to. This is a pretty long-lasting setup, and with proper maintenance, you're not going to have to replace this ball and socket very often, but with a lack of maintenance, it can lead to a failure in the field. So your socket halves are worn out, and your ball is worn out. You've determined you need to replace both of those. One other thing you're going to want to look for is cracking inside of this box housing on the front that holds the socket halves. When the ball starts to wear, and if the socket halves wear, it can create some slop in there and some movement, and will push out and crack this box housing. This is a replaceable item as well. So we've concluded that the box is in good shape, the ball is in good shape, or you've cut off the old one and replaced it with a new one. And now what we're going to do is put the new socket halves on and run a little bit of tape around it, just to hold it in place just when we drop the gooseneck down. Okay, so we have our socket halves on. As I said, put a little piece of tape around the outside just to hold them together as we're lifting it into place. You don't have to have your fingers in there. Make sure that you've got the grease ports lined up with the access port on the box half. So when you lift it into place, they're only on one side, so make sure they're pointing the right way. And we'll lift this into place. So now we're going to put in our tightening bolts, and we're going to run them in opposite directions on each side. Can you lift it up a little more? And these nuts are going to go on, they'll be torqued to 280 pounds. And don't forget to put your grease nipples in. Okay, so thank you for watching our video on the ball and socket repair and maintenance. Please remember it is a maintenance item and to look after it. If you have any questions on the ball and socket or any of our products or services, please check us out on the web at liquidsystems.net or give us a call at the office. Thank you.